Hey guys, it is New Year's Eve, and I just wanted to say a little bit about my subscribers because I really appreciate you guys. And going into the new year, hopefully we'll just continue to grow. So happy New Year, and thank you for being a subscriber. I really appreciate your loyalty, and hope you're watching all the videos and learning a lot. And we're going to do double today. I'm going to give you a bloom, and I'm also going to give you a bloom. I'm going to give you two blooms. So one is going to be a Dutch pour, and the other one's going to be just a regular bloom. So let's get started. I have a trivet down here. This is the one that I'm doing for the winner of the contest, or the last drawing that we had, subscriber giveaway. And she wanted, it was Jane, and she wanted a black background. I don't know if you remember the one I showed you a few weeks ago. That's the one she wants me to recreate with a little bit more gold and a little bit more copper. But it was the blue and silver on the black background bloom. So I'm just going to get my base down, and my base is just Artist Loft Black Flow acrylic with some floetrol, a little bit of glue. I water it down quite a bit, so I just want to make sure that I'm not messing with the integrity of the paint. So I put a little bit of glue in there, and then floetrol and water just to thin it down so that it moves pretty good. This is moving a little slow, but it is kind of chilly here for us in Arizona. It's been cloudy and rainy and cold, and but cold for us is 60 degrees, 65 degrees. That's chilly. So yeah, hopefully you guys had a good Christmas and Hanukkah. We did here. Kind of glad it's all over. I get to go on the beach retreat with Christina Welch in May. So we're getting ever closer to that, which is exciting. We're going to be on the beach for a week, and we're going to pour, and we're going to see the sights. And I've never been to North Carolina, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's really going to be awesome. Okay, let's get you guys back in the frame here. I got to make sure I have a straw. I do. Hopefully I don't run over on this video. All right. And I think 2 or 3 times now I've tried to give a shout out to Jen Neal. I just want to say that I have learned so much from you. And I appreciate all that you do and all your experimenting and all of my recipes. In fact, I'm going to have to forward you to her. Well, I'll go look it up, and I'll put it in the tab down. When you hit the little triangle down, I'll put all the recipes in there, because I thought I wrote it down and I can't seem to find it, and I don't have my torch. The recipes for the bloom that I'm going to do after this one. So this one is just like a Dutch pour that I've been doing. The paints are watered down a little bit, and I put some of the varnish. Any kind of varnish will work. Just put a little bit on top of your paint before you add water to it, and it just keeps it from breaking down. You don't want to break down those binders, so you're just adding the varnish back in before you water it down. Okay, so I'm starting off with silver. So I'm going to put that puddle down first. And I'm learning that basically your puddle that you put down first is basically what makes up most of your outer petals. So I wanted that silver to be front and center. Okay, and then we're going to go with some copper. This is Artist Loft copper, I believe. Okay, and then I'm going to do a little bit of gold. No, I think I want the gold in the center, so I'm going to do some of the, this is Artist Loft Metallic Cobalt. But it really doesn't look cobalt. It looks more teal. And I believe that's because of the, oh my gosh, I don't have a light on in here. And it is pretty dark. Let me get some lights on. Hold on. I knew I was missing something. When I can barely see it, then that's not good. Ah, there we go. Much better. All right. Yeah, oh, the teal. I believe that they take a cobalt and they add a gold metallic to it, and that's why it turns it kind of teal. Because yellow and blue make green. Okay, so I've got my colors put down there. I've got a good amount of the silver, gold, and copper, and then just a little bit of the metallic cobalt. Okay, and then we're just gonna go around. Now my black is mixed from my bottle, so it is still Artist Loft, but it is not mixed the same as the base. It's mixed the same as my regular paints, and then I added the varnish to it. Having trouble thinking. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and blow this black over. All right, and now we're gonna blow it out. And I usually do 5 or 6 petals, so it just depends on how they blow out. Okay. Didn't get as much of the silver out here as I wanted. So I may have to do that one again. But I'm going to finish it up and we'll see what happens. Because sometimes that black will sink and the silver will come back up. So let's see. I'm going to do my center. So then what I do is just pull in that black to the middle. In between the petals, I swerve it just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take that last one and swirl it. So very dramatic looking here. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't look like much on the camera because the outer petals didn't get much silver. So either I have the silver thinned down too much or I didn't get it blown out into the black. But you know, your black eats up colors. So, and like I said, sometimes it'll sink. So we're going to leave that one just like it is. And if it doesn't dry nice, then I'll just soak it and get it off and redo it. Not a big deal. And a lot of times, let me see it close up, really pretty. Let me give that a little bit. I didn't torch it, so let me torch it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I have extra paint, so it's not a big deal. It'll, I can either scrape it later or we'll see. And I think there's too much blue in there too. So anyhow, I don't have time to scrape it and redo it today, so I'm just going to put it away, and you guys got the gist of that. All right, and then I'm going to do a bloom. I'm going to call it a Jen Neal bloom. I've never taken that other course, so I've just learned everything pretty much that I have through Jen Neal, and she's awesome. Check out her videos if you haven't already. You guys probably all know who she is, though. I'm just moving those Dutch pour paints out of the way. And these I had mixed up from a few weeks ago, and that's why I don't really remember the formula. But I'm going to tell you what's in it. And for the ratios, I will put that in the drop down once I go. I have to do some research on the recipe from Jen Neal. Okay, I want to have you guys close enough that you can see what I'm doing. Let me see. just a little bit. Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, I think I'm gonna have to do probably, this is a little bit, maybe an 8x8 canvas, so not a tile, but a canvas. I was trying to do the other day, just so you know, trying to do the dips, the Fiona dips, and I just could not get it. I was just not happy with any of them. I don't know if my paints were too thin or what, but consistency is everything, I will tell you that. So we're starting out with just your basic white house paint. I made a mistake and got a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. I ended up with an antique white, which is fine. I'll have to pay closer attention. I like the white better, but antique white is fine too. It's still a white. And this is just your regular, I buy Color Place. Doesn't really matter, indoor, outdoor, just white paint for your base, for your puddle that you're going to put your paints into. And it should be on the thicker side, but not too thick. That one just was, I needed to water it down a little bit. All right, now let's hope and pray this comes out good, because they don't always work. There, and you want to get a good sized pillow down, especially since I'm going to be doing a couple different puddles. So ooh, lots of air bubbles because I just opened the can and I just mixed it up. So alrighty, I think I'm going to do a little bit more. You want to have enough for your paint to sit on top of that puddle. If it's too thin, when you blow down to the canvas or down to the tile, and then it takes longer for that paint to come back up and for you to be able to move it. So you want to have a nice cushy puddle there. Get some of those crazy bubbles out. My torch is dying. I'm going to have to put more butane in. Okay. So I have mixed up some, I believe this is Metallic Purple by Artist Loft. And I have some teal, turquoise, I believe also Artist Loft. I don't remember if I put some iridescent medium in there or not, but that's what I'm going to use. And then I think I'm going to do the pink. I think this is the medium magenta, also by Artist Loft. And you can see they're pretty on the thick side because you're mixing them with, that's what I wanted to tell you, is the neutral base. So down here at the bottom, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says neutral base. And that's what you're looking for. Either that or a level 3 base. So either one. And it's pretty, it's not clear when you mix it up, but you can tell there isn't any paint in it. There isn't any color in it. So I mix that up, and then I mix in some of the Minwax polyacrylic, the clear gloss. So I mix that into the paints. And these dry really shiny. They're really kind of cool. And I know everybody's kind of obsessed with the blooms right now, but they are fun. And I've used that bloom topper for everything but doing a bloom for you guys. So today I want to do a bloom for you. Happy New Year's. Okay, so let's lay down some puddles. So this is my turquoise. I'm not going to do the puddles the same. I'm going to do them a little different. And then this is the purple. Leave yourself enough room so that when you blow, you have room to blow. I'm going to go with the pink. The paints are You can see they're a little bit thicker. It's because they have the house paint, the base, neutral base, and then when you put that polyacrylic in there, it makes them kind of sticky, gummy. So let's see. I also have some phthalo blue mixed up and some peridot, but I think I just want to stick with the 3 colors, keep it basic. All right, and then this is my topper. And in the topper, I have Titanium White by Golden, 3-to-1 with floetrol. And then I have some of the pre-stained wood conditioner. Just a drop or 2 of that in there. And make sure you mix it up really well, because that, especially after it's been sitting for a while. My table must not be level because I am moving. Yeah, after it's been sitting for a while, especially, make sure you mix it up again. And when you first mix it, it really is oily. So it takes a little bit to get it mixed up. All right, so I'm going to try and blow these so you guys can see. You're just going to blow straight down to begin with. Give it a good blow. All right. Okay, so you can see all of those crazy cells going on. Let's get this one blown before it goes off of the canvas. All right, and I'm just going to let that sit for just a minute. You want that paint to kind of come back up and come together before you start tilting it. You can kind of see it start leveling up. At first when you do it, there's a little bit of a dent there. And if you try to start moving it, it's the center's not going to move with it. See how it just stays there? So if you just give it a few minutes, it'll come back up. You can kind of jiggle it around too, kind of helps it. So I hope you guys are doing something fun tonight. We don't normally go out on New Year's Eve because there's just too many crazies out on the road. So we pretty much stay home. Yeah, see that middle still doesn't want to move. I blew it too hard probably. Okay. I'm going to go this way first. Go down to that corner. The blooms look the best if you overstretch them, so try to really get them to stretch out. Yeah, I'm not liking how that's coming out. It's too zigzaggy. So let us scrape. I think I let the, well, I might have mixed the, should have left that alone, the puddle, because it spread out too much. So I'm just going to get my paint. Let's try it again. Let's see what time we're looking at here. I can't tell. Oh, come on, Kim. Okay, I'm just going to pour some in there and mix because the can is still not mixed up really well. I think I'm just going to try one large one in the center. All right. Get a torch. Or not. Boy, things are not working today for me. Sometimes it just goes that way. Okay. Give a little bit more cushion there. All right. Start with some purple. Like I said, sometimes these blooms are temperamental. So it just, keep doing it. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And you can always scrape and try again. That's the beauty of fluid art. Uh-oh. Okay, that was the phthalo blue. I'm going to try that this time instead of the turquoise. And still with the pink. I think my topper might be a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit too thin too. So that's the other thing, is you have to figure out the consistency. But you get the gist. All right. Okay. That looks good. Let that rise back up again. Yeah, I had more of a cushion that time, so that should be better. Torch out some more of those bubbles while we're waiting. So yeah, I think we're just gonna hang out. I might watch Christina and Alan for a while tonight. They're gonna be on doing a live, and they do a whole bunch of paintings usually, so that's kind of fun to watch them. Okay, there's still a little bit of a dent there, so you can tell when you first start moving it, if that center doesn't move with, you can see that it's just kind of stuck there. So just give it a couple more minutes. Hopefully we have a couple more minutes. Yeah, I think we're fine. My phone shuts off at about 33, 34. Got some really pretty stuff going on over here. I might try and dip some cabochons in that later. Some pretty cell stuff going on there. The one thing with these blooms is you have to be patient because they are kind of futzy. So, all right, I think that's moving better. So I'm going to go down to this corner first. I'm not too worried about my corners. I can always get those later. Let's go over to that corner, stretch that out. I'm going to go to the opposite corner. I want to leave some of the negative space. So I'm going to go back to the center. And then head on down to this other corner here. And you can see how that middle was finally ready to move with the rest of the paint. So that's basically what you're waiting for. You want it all to move at the same time. Much better. And you have to have that cushion because when you blow, like you saw, it will blow down to into the canvas. You don't want that. So you want to have enough of a cushion so that it can come back. I'm just bringing it back to that corner, so I'm overstretching the rest of it. I think I'm going to let it go off just a little bit and then bring it back. So biggest thing with these is make sure that your topper is the right consistency. That if you're having trouble getting cells with just the floetrol, because apparently the floetrol here in the States is different from the one in Australia, I think. So it's going to give you, it's not going to give you the cells. So you really need to add that wood conditioner. And that's kind of the key, the trick. So let me give you guys a close-up. I don't think I'm going to torch it because I don't want the little tiny white bubbles. A few of them might come up on their own just, you know, from drying. So let's bring you down, give you guys a close-up. Really cool. A lot of cool stuff going on. I love that center. That center is really pretty. I did make some money over the holidays with sales. Hang on, I gotta move my book. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy some of the color art pigments because they're so sparkly and pretty, and it really makes a huge difference in your blooms. But so there you are, you guys. I did a bloom for you finally with my topper. I love that topper. I use it on a lot of different things. I did sell that other painting that I did, the big one, that I did a couple weeks ago with the bloom topper. I think it was I did a blowout. blew it out with the blow dryer, I think. And that one turned out really pretty, and I've sold it. So yay, yay for me. So I hope you guys have a great night. Please be safe, be careful, but have a good time. And I will see you next Tuesday for our next video. I got to figure out what I'm doing. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.